Hey, what's up guys, Cloud of Truth here, and welcome to Medal of Honor Monday. It's going to be a brand new series I'm starting on my channel, suggested by you guys as subscribers, and I really like the idea, so I figured, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and use it. Of course, this will be posted every Monday. It will be Medal of Honor 2010 gameplay, as well as a rather more, I guess you could say, thought-provoking commentary, more topics that revolve around 2010 or Warfighter, maybe more personal commentaries, not so much, strategy and, I don't know, kind of like review stuff. There's not going to be really hardly any talk about the gameplay as much. And today's topic is going to be about gaming and how it has been, I guess, changed over the years. Not like the graphics, not like the engines and, the hardware and everything like that. I'm talking about how people play video games and how it has really changed. And I mean, it has drastically changed over the years since I was a kid. Now, when I was little, I probably played the Nintendo 64 the most. That's probably the platform I really put a lot of my hours in. But I played the old Nintendo, the Super Nintendo, quite a bit. Super Mario Kart was an awesome game. All the Super Mario Brothers for like the old Nintendo, those were very, very fun games. Donkey Kong Country for the Super Nintendo, fantastic game, played with my brother a lot. I was horrible at it, and he was amazing. So usually I played with him. Whenever I played by myself, I was a moron. I couldn't play those games. But the N64 was really the platform I played a lot, played the most of those three. And of course, as it progressed, I got a GameCube and then started moving to PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. I played a Wii. I have played a Xbox and Xbox 360. I just don't own any of them right now. But see, playing these games when I was a kid, it was a lot different than nowadays. And what I mean by that is how you play a game. Now, a lot of these old adventure games, RPGs, those type of games, a little bit more strategic games, maybe more puzzle games, it was pretty difficult sometimes. You're oftentimes raging when playing these games because it's so hard. If you're like me, you've yelled at your TV, you've taken your controller, you've chucked it at your chair, your couch, maybe your floor. Probably some of you out there have busted controllers and things like that. I tried to avoid that just because it does cost money to buy those again, so I figured, throw it against the couch. Usually it's not going to do too much harm, although occasionally if you're a bad, flip side of your hand, something like that, you nail like the arm of the couch, and that's not exactly soft, so I've had that happen once or twice before, but the controller has turned out to be okay. But these games used to make me rage. I mean, they were difficult games to play. And what did I usually do when that happened? Well, you set the game down, you come back to it a couple days later, and you beat whatever you're trying to get on the first try. If you're like me, you felt so dumb afterwards. It's like, I don't know what it is. It's like maybe you're just more, I guess, calmed down probably, and you're kind of more open to different ideas of how to play this level or how to beat this or whatever. And if you're like me, it was just you couldn't beat this, and then you came back a couple days later and beat it on the first try. And it's so funny and kind of frustrating at the same time. But that's what happened a lot when I was a kid. And if there were some levels where, I couldn't do that, came back a few days later, still couldn't beat it, then you called your friends over and like, hey man, could you beat this for me? And, I had to do that for some of my buddies, and I even did the same thing. If they couldn't beat something, they would call me and I would come beat it for them. But nowadays, there really is no more of that. There's no more, hold on, let me just set this down and come back to it later. I'm getting kind of angry, kind of frustrated. Maybe if I just come back to it in a few days, I can beat this. I really want to beat this on my own. There's none of that. I mean, there might be, but a lot of it is just opening up the internet browser and typing in how to beat, and then you enter whatever you're struggling with. Gaming has changed so much. It used to be a lot of brain power, a whole lot of thinking, and now it's like if anything pops up that's difficult, it's just people go straight to the internet, especially since it's become worldwide and almost anyone can use it. It's really, I don't know, it's not really, I guess, bad. It's just, it's changed. It really has changed a lot from what it used to be. Because playing games like Donkey Kong 64, like the Legend of Zelda games, I mean, some of those games were pretty difficult. Some of the levels were very, very hard. It took time, it took practice. And now it's like, let me just go to some kind of website and they'll give you, the secret on how to beat this or how to beat that. There was none of that when I was a kid. And that, I think, is part of the fun in gaming, and that has kind of been lost over the years as gaming has changed, as it's kind of evolved into I guess a more modern first-person shooter kind of era, because that, for the most part, is the game that a lot of people do play. But even some of the more strategic games, I mean, I guess you could put games like Skyrim in there if you want. Those games, it's really just about opening up the internet browser and typing in whatever you're struggling with, and it's not the same, because for me, having that experience of getting frustrated with your game, setting it down, and coming back to it later and beating it on your own. There's just something about that it's just going on the internet and figuring out how to beat something. That just can't do it. That just cannot replace it at all. So that's kind of my stand on it. I'm really curious to how you guys view gaming overall, like as it's changed as far as people playing games and using the internet to their advantage. For me, it's almost like cheating. I mean, I know it's not, but it kind of feels like that because it's just you're not really trying. You get stuck, and all you do is just go to the internet and look up something and figure out, how to beat this, and you just type it in there, and then you get your answer. So it is a lot different than when I was a kid. But let me guys know if you all think that's better that we actually have the internet now for gaming, or do you think, it's good overall, but it still kind of hurts it because you don't get that same experience of figuring out how to beat a boss or figuring out this puzzle or whatever on your own, because that for me is just really the fun aspect of the gaming. Now, of course, nowadays I really do enjoy probably shooter games a little bit more, but I still go back and play some of my old PlayStation 2 games. Even some old games on the old Game Boy. I still have an old Game Boy. It still works too. I mean, this thing's hanging on by a thread. I mean, it's pretty old, and I know Nintendo generally makes pretty good quality stuff, but still, it's so old that it's starting to fall apart. But go ahead and let me know in the comment section. I am very curious to hear your all's thoughts on this, and as well as more topics about Medal of Honor Mondays. What I might do is actually get your guys' input as far as topics to talk about. Would you guys enjoy me just kind of bringing a random topic, or do you guys want the subscribers, to let me talk about something like, you give me a comment with the topic that you are curious for me to talk about, or interested in what I think about certain aspects. It could be about gaming, it could be more personal, it could be just really anything. I'm open to any kind of topic to talk about. So go ahead and let me know about all those things I said, whether it be the gaming as well as the topics. And I hope you guys enjoyed this nice cruise missile gameplay. This was all defensive support actions except for the missile attack, I believe. And you all have a great day. I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye.